Trump because I don't have an issue with the LGBTQ plus community, but I have an issue when trans people are playing sports they shouldn't be playing in.
Okay, can you name any trans people dominating women's sports?
Well, it hit close to home because my daughter, she does swimming, and there was a trans at a swim meet, and the trans
Trans
obviously
person.
beat, yeah, and the trans person obviously beat my daughter and the rest of the young women who were competing, and I don't agree with that.
So they got first
Also,
place
yeah, they did.
in every single
Yeah.
race they did.
Well, there was only two, but yeah.
So they got first place in both. And you're saying
Yeah,
they've never lost?
I'm sure they have lost, but in terms of what happened to my daughter, and also there was a also another swimmer who was
So by
a
the
trans
way, wait,
person
how do you know that they were trans?
because it was portrayed upon us before they competed.
So they told you that they were going to be trans,
Yes, because she
and then
was.
and then you still decided to play.
My daughter wanted to compete. I'm not going to pull her because I know she's not going to win. She said that she wants to compete still. We know this because she was obviously.
So your daughter was okay with it?
No, she wasn't okay with it. But I'm saying that she still wanted to compete. I
But
didn't pull her out of
but
it.
she was still okay with competing.
She didn't agree with it, but she said that she still wanted to compete because that's what she loves to do. She loves to swim. So,
Okay. So then what? Why wouldn't you say that that would be also true for trans people? Like there are trans kids that want to play sports. They have fun playing sports. Okay, unless you have a basis to say that trans people across the board are dominating so much. Oh my gosh.
no,
Like
but okay, let me ask you a question.
I think that's ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. Let's say you
It is.
have
It
a
is. Like
daughter.
if after multiple years of HRT and or not going through a male puberty, there's no particular unfair biological advantages that would create such an unfair biological advantage that someone would be able to like win in every single scenario. Not a basis in fact for that. And secondly, right, again, there are no instances, practically no instances you could point to from an overall standpoint. Okay, there's no good reason to say that we should be using the federal fucking government to restrict local sports organizations from operating in certain ways, whether they want to allow or trans people or not, right? This shouldn't even be something the federal government's dealing with, right?
It's an issue because we all know that men are physically dominant compared to women. That's just a proven fact. Okay, so even though they undergo these procedures to become the opposite gender, they still have the physical body that they're born into. Okay, so we know this by stature that the trans woman who was competing against my daughter and what I see on the internet, they are obviously bigger than the other young girls who are competing. Correct? Obviously, yes.
Wait, I have a
And
question. When did the swim meet happen?
5 months ago,
So who was president?
Trump was president.
So he didn't prevent this from happening?
No, but he's in favor of outlawing that. That's why I supported him. And
When
the
is he going to do
Democrats
that?
aren't.
When should we be expecting that policy to pass? Didn't he already say he did that?
He didn't do that.
So he hasn't done that yet. So when is he going to do it?
I'm not sure when he's going to do it, but that's part of the reason why I support him is because he aligns with my way of thinking. He doesn't support that, and the Democrats support that. I don't support that.
Okay. So you don't wait. By the way, the swim meet was in like December or January, right?
December, yes. Indoor swimming, yes.
Okay. And you're saying that it happened under Trump's administration. So Trump didn't prevent this from happening, but he's going to prevent it in the future. So when should you expect that?
I don't know when I should expect it. I'm just saying that he doesn't agree with it as much as I do, and you seem to not have a problem with it because you don't have a daughter who competes in things like this. But I
Let me
guarantee
ask you this
you,
question: if Trump went up to your 10-year-old daughter, said he'd be dating her in 10 years, would you still vote for him?
wait. Why were you changing the subject? I'm asking you a question.
Wait,
If that was your-
talk about having a daughter. You wanna talk about having a daughter and whether you're okay with voting for each candidate. Let's go through it.
No, no. We're not
Would
gonna.
you
We're
still
gonna-
vote for Donald Trump if he went up to your 10-year-old daughter and he
No,
said he'd be
listen.
dating her
I'm
in
gonna
10 years?
answer. No, don't do this. 'Cause that's what you guys do. You guys try and pivot away the flag. Okay? Can we stick on the
All
topic?
right,
I'm talking
let me know
about?
how much time we should spend on this, and then I'll answer that or ask you that same question.
Yeah, I'll answer your question after about 2 more minutes. Okay?
Okay.
I'm
I'll
gonna
wait
ask you
2
this
minutes.
question. If you had a daughter and she competed in softball, swimming, whatever it may be, and you noticed that the other team had a trans person on the team, would you think that that person has an advantage over your daughter?
No,
Why is that?
because they're kids.
Okay. So, because they're kids, right?
Yeah.
So, if a 14-year-old boy was competing against a 14-year-old girl, and the competition was who can hit a baseball the farthest, who do you think is going to win that one, on average?
Well, if we're talking about a trans person that hasn't gone through puberty, well, then it's going to be equivalent.
What do you mean? You're saying that the girl and the guy, they maybe one of them, like, what do you mean?
Yeah, it would be equivalent. There's no basis to say there's a distinction because the kid you're talking about hasn't gone through a male puberty.
Okay, so let me just, because you're missing the whole entire point. A 14-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl goes to the gym. Who's going to lift more on average? Who's gonna live more? Wait.
If the boy hasn't gone through male puberty, I don't think there's any meaningful distinction.
Are baby girls or baby boys, when they're born and they grow up, is there any body part on the female that's stronger than the man's muscle
Did
wise?
you know that like my mom played basketball on the like when she was in high school?
She played basketball?
Mm-hmm. And she was born in
Okay.
1960 in Iowa. My mom played on the same team as my dad, and she played basketball in high school.
Organized basketball, like for the team?
Yes, like for the team. Yeah.
She played on the boys' team.
Yes.
I'm not sure how that's really legal.
It is. It is legal. My mom was balling.
Okay, well that was probably the 80s, so I mean times have changed, but
It was like the 70s.
yeah,
Or
times have
actually,
changed.
it was the 80s. You're right. It was probably the 80s, 70s, 80s, around that time.
All right, but see, it's just you're missing the point. Like, I don't see how you view this as fair. Okay, and like I said, I don't have any issues with the trans community. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. That doesn't bother me. But just keep it out of my daughter's sports. Keep it out of the opposite gender sport. Like, it's not fair. It's an unfair advantage, and everybody knows that.
But I think what you're missing here is that this shouldn't be determined by the federal government. Okay, this
Who
is
should
just fake
determine it?
outrage. This is honestly fake outrage, like genuinely crazy.
It's not fake
By the way,
outrage. My daughter.
it's been 2 minutes. Can I ask my question now?
One last thing. My daughter had, yeah, after this, my daughter has medals. She wins all the time competing. Not all the time, but she wins a lot. And then when this person came around, she
Oh my God,
outlapped
trans people are
everybody.
allowed to play and she still wins? Wow.
This is the first meet where it happened at. That's what I'm trying to tell
But
you.
you're saying she wins all the time, and that
She wins a lot.
Yeah, yeah. So like she's still able to win a lot, and she does great, even though trans people are still allowed to play.
This is the first time that happened where
Exactly,
this,
it's the first time that that's ever happened, even though trans
has
people were
happened.
allowed to play. And the first
It
time it
has
ever
happened.
happened was when Trump was president, by the way.
But they were doing this in my Biden's administration. Don't do that. But the first time I
But
encountered
you just
that
said
was
it never
during-
happened before, even under Biden's administration. To you.
to me, but to other people it has, yes. And also, more importantly, then you can ask your question. That one swimmer that went viral. Do you remember the one swimmer that went viral for?
We're talking about a million things before I'm able to ask this question, by the way.
Because I want to finish the swim thing first. Do you remember that very
You
popular
just said 2
person?
minutes, and then you said one more thing, and then you said it, and then you said one more thing. How
Yeah,
many times are we gonna do this?
Absolute last one. Do you remember that viral swimmer that went viral for being a trans and winning? Remember that one?
Leah Thomas, where she got 5th place.
The swimmer, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, Leah Thomas, who she got 5th place.
Okay, but you shouldn't have even been there in the first place. What I'm trying to tell you.
She got
But,
5th place.
okay, but you shouldn't have placed at all because it should be illegal.
What? Wait, no, it shouldn't be. That's insane. Illegal is crazy.
It's an unfair advantage. Everybody knows this.
Then why did she get 5th
But
place?
go ahead, ask your question. Go ahead.
And you say
Because it's
unfair advantage. If you didn't go through a male puberty or you are under HRT for multiple years, you don't have that particular unfair biological advantage at that point. Look at the bibliography in my bio. You're going to see the information associated with that. Okay. Now let me ask this question: if Donald Trump went up to your 10-year-old daughter and said he'd be dating her in 10 years, would you still vote for
You
him?
went up to my 10-year-old daughter and said, be dating anything, I still vote for him. Sure. I
You
don't see
would?
how that's a.
You'd still vote for him?
As long as he doesn't touch my daughter, yeah.
Wow. So you'd be okay with him your daughter
That's not
in front of her? That is her saying he'd be dating her in 10 years is her. Like
You never had someone
here.
close-
I want you to listen to the clip, and then I want you to tell me that you'd be totally okay with Donald Trump saying this to your 10-year-old daughter.
Okay.
Thursday night. You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
One more time.
Thursday night. You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Okay.
So you'd be totally okay with voting for Trump after he did that to your daughter?
I mean, 79 million people didn't have a problem with it. I mean,
He got 77 million votes. And by the way, not every single person who voted for him actually even heard this clip. There are a lot of people I bring this up to that have never heard this clip before, and they stop supporting him once they hear this. So would you be one of those people that would say that you'd stop supporting him, or are you up enough to say that you would still support him?
well, let me ask you this: when you were younger, did any adult ever say he's cute, he's good looking
Say that
to
one
you?
time?
When you were younger, and when other people are younger, do other grown adults say that your kid's good looking? He's a good looking kid, what have you?
I didn't know anyone who said they'd be dating the 10-year-old in 10 years, and I wouldn't be okay with that. If someone said that about my kid, I would be angry as at them.
If you
would
had a
would you
son
not
that
be
got-
angry at them?
I mean, I got called cute by older people all the time when I was like 10. I mean, it's just a nice
Like,
thing
do
to
you
say.
understand the difference between saying cute and like saying a kid is cute and saying that you're gonna be dating them in 10 years? I think that one is not sexualizing, the other one is sexualizing.
I think they both could be.
Wait, you think calling a newborn baby cute is sexualizing the newborn baby?
I'm not saying newborn, but I'm saying like,
Yeah,
like
do
when you
you
were.
think that calling a newborn baby cute is sexualizing a newborn baby?
No, I don't.
Okay, do you think calling a toddler cute is sexualizing a toddler?
No, I don't.
Obviously not, because the notion of cute we're using is not anything to do with being sexual. Okay, so like I don't know why you're trying to say that. Him saying he'd be dating her in 10 years, that is understand the huge distinction between them.
I think what he meant to say is that she's a good-looking young woman. Like I don't think that's wrong. By
So
any stretch of
do you
the
realize that
imagination.
he said it in a manner in which is it inappropriate for him to say it this way?
I could agree with you. It's
To a
kind of
fifth grader?
inappropriate. Yeah, I could agree with you. It's kind of inappropriate, but I don't think
So if
it's.
he went up to your fifth grade daughter and he said this to her, that he'd be dating her in 10 years, you'd still vote for him?
I would probably just laugh. Like I just
You'd laugh.
think he's.
You'd think it's funny that he said that to your daughter and he said her that way?
I mean, actually, and I heard that video before. I mean, the father kind of laughed too when he said that to his
No,
daughter.
no. That's actually the daughter literally responding that way. So listen one more time.
You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
She goes, and you
Okay,
just totally
that
are
was
defending
bad.
that. You're like, oh, I would have laughed, actually. I would have laughed if he said that to my daughter. If Donald Trump said that to my daughter, I would have thought it was so funny.
Okay, so what was the dad's reaction
Dad
to that?
of
What did he
Father of
say?
the Year on the live stream.
What did the dad say to that? What did he
We
say?
didn't hear what the dad said.
We didn't hear. Okay, well, obviously it wasn't an issue, right?
Oh my god, that's crazy. Regardless, that's nuts, dude. You saying it's not an issue that he went up to a 10-year-old girl and he said he'd be dating her in 10 years is crazy. When you literally are sitting there saying, oh my gosh, I care about my daughter and I don't want there to be sports she has to play that are unfair. Oh my gosh. But like you're totally okay with a 60-year-old man, 50-year-old man going up to her and saying, I'm going to be dating her in 10 years actually.
Look,
Like you're
I
totally
just
okay
think
with that, no problem.
Look, let me say this. Let me clarify. I think we have different realities of what we interpret. So let me get this straight. If Donald Trump physically touched a young girl and did something to her, okay, put him
Apparently
under
he has
the
to
jail.
touch them, by the way. That's crazy.
Okay.
So what about
But-
if he bragged about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent, and two 18-year-olds came out and said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms when Donald Trump would barge in?
I'm not familiar with that one. Can you explain that one?
Yeah, like
What was
if
that?
yeah, if we could point to specifically Donald Trump admitting to walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent, where two 18-year-olds came out and said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms when Donald Trump would barge in. Would that be enough of a reason for you to say that you wouldn't support
I
him?
mean, you're just saying this. Do you have evidence of this, or?
Well, I'm asking, would this be enough of a reason for you to say that you wouldn't support him?
I mean, I have to know the full context of the situation. I'm not sure.
Do that?
So you have done that. Now, tell
Well,
me
I'll
what
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Okay, so he said backstage before a show. I hear him say changing room. Backstage, meaning like behind the curtain where they sit or stand or something.
Can you describe what a woman's changing room is without saying women's changing room?
Women's changing room to me is like a place where they change their outfits, I guess. Is that a changing room in your definition?
It's where there are only women. They're changing. Some of them have no clothes on, and they're naked, right? And men are not allowed there. Like, therefore, you'd have to, like, if you're a man, you'd be getting away with it if you went back there, right? Which is exactly what he said. Let's listen to it one more time.
Obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now, tell
Well,
me
I'll
what
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage
So backstage,
Okay.
before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything
everyone's getting dressed and ready.
else. And, no men are anywhere.
No men are anywhere.
And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the
And the only reason he thinks he's allowed to go in is because he's the owner of the pageant,
pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it.
and therefore he's inspecting it as a joke, by the way.
I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
And him doing this means he gets away with looking at their bodies.
Okay. Was he charged with this? Was this a criminal accusation? or-
Does this matter? He admitted to it.
Okay,
This is him blatantly admitting to it, sir.
Okay, but I'm asking you, was he charged with
Are
a
you going to
crime?
dispute this one?
I'm just asking. I don't
If
know
this
the
happened to
situation.
your daughter, and she was one of the 15-year-olds in this scenario, Would you still support him?
I would have to know the full context of why he was back there. Was he going back there to look at them, like just to look at them for fun, or was he going back there?
He just told you that's what he was doing.
He went back there for fun because he wanted to do it.
That's exactly what he just told you he was doing. Yeah.
Well, there's something wrong with that, but
So then would you then say that you wouldn't support him anymore?
I mean, I don't know if I wouldn't support him anymore. I'm asking you.
Wow. If he did this to your 15-year-old daughter, if he barged into the changing rooms while she was changing, you would still support him for president? You wouldn't stop voting for him?
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you, was he federally
Wow, that's a
charged?
crazy thing, bro. Hello?
Well, I'm asking you, was he charged with the crime? What crime did he commit? What was he charged with the crime?
Do you think all
Yes or
guilty?
no?
Do you think all guilty individuals have been charged with a crime?
Most of them, yes, 100%.
Well, I mean, he has been held liable for abusing E. Jean Carroll.
I'm not familiar with this one. What's this one?
He was held liable for forcefully penetrating E. Jean Carroll's against her will. Now, just because he wasn't held criminally responsible for the fact that he admitted to engaging in exploitation does not mean he didn't engage in exploitation. If Peeping Tom, wait, is Peeping Tom only wrong if he got charged?
I don't know who Peeping Tom is.
It's like a stereotype of like a person who's literally like a that like is trying to peep into like women's changing rooms to look at women while they're changing.
I just think that you have the wrong outlook on situation.
Would you only think that Peeping Tom is guilty if Peeping Tom was literally determined to have done this by a court? Sorry, I shouldn't say Peeping Tom. I should say Peeping Don.
I'm asking you, what crime did he commit by doing that at his pageant? I just don't understand that. Where is the crime? I don't know. What could you charge him with? Why wasn't he charged? When was this?
Wait,
Who said what?
Wait. Why are you asking all these questions? Why don't you admit this is wrong behavior? This is like imagine someone cheats on you and they're like, "What crime did I commit?" I didn't commit crime. Was it determined in a court that I cheated on you? You're like, dude, you just admitted to cheating on me. Was it determined in a court? Was there any criminal charges that were filed against me?
Okay, maybe you can say it was I guess wrong for him to go back there, and I guess in so many instances you can say that. But also,
what do you mean some instances, bro? If this was your daughter, if she was 15 years old and changing, if your daughter was 15 years old and changing in one of these rooms, right, when Donald Trump barged in, would you then still support him for president?
I would want her to tell me what happened.
Would you support him for president?
I don't know what he did wrong. Look, I
don't know what he did wrong. He admitted to literally walking into the changing rooms of women while they're changing without their consent, and you're like, I have no clue what he did wrong. There were two 18-year-olds came out, so there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in the changing room. You don't think so? Again, you would still vote for him even if he did this and your 15-year-old daughter were in that room?
I mean, to be fair, a lot of pageant hosts actually do in fact do that.
Wait, so you would still vote for Donald Trump even if your daughter was in that room?
I want her to tell me what happened.
You'd still vote for Peeping Don?
Look, I didn't interrupt you. I would ask her. I would say, what did he do? Did he go back there to say, is everything okay? Did he stare at you? Was he looking at you guys weird? What did he go back there and do? What is the full story?
Yeah, let's say that he went back there, said, is everything okay? Says, oh, don't worry, I've seen everything before, actually, ladies. And then literally was like looking at them.
I would say, where are their parents at? What did their parents say?
It's a dressing room. They're probably in the audience that are about to watch. This is backstage in the dressing room.
Correct.
What do you mean, where are their parents? Like, again, if your daughter was in this scenario, you'd be asking that question about yourself, bro.
No, I would ask her. I would tell her to tell me after the show. Tell me what happened. What did he do? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, and let's say that she told you. Right, specifically that Donald Trump walked in. He said, "Don't worry, ladies, I've seen it all before," and was looking at them.
But then I would ask him or whoever the owner was, what was it? Why did you do that? What was the point? What made you do that?
He says, I can just get away with these things. I sort of get away with it, and they looked very. I could look at their beautiful bodies.
Right. I would want to know the full context. I just think that
what more context does this guy need, bro? Listen. What extra context would you possibly need?
My daughter's opinion on the matter.
Okay, so if your daughter had an issue with it, would you then still vote for him?
I would take my daughter out of the pageant if she had an issue with it, but would you
still vote for him?
It depends on who was running against him.
Harris.
No.
You wouldn't vote for him?
I would vote for him.
You'd vote for Donald Trump even though he walked into the changing room of your 15-year-old daughter while she's changing?
Again, I would have to know the full context.
What do you mean, what full context? There's no context. I'd be okay with that. What the f*** is wrong with you?
Well, let me ask you this,
Dude,
right?
by the way, Father of the Year would let an adjudicated rapist barge into the changing room of his daughter while she's changing.
No, I just figured out your angle, and I got you now. Because this is why. So in women's basketball, there is women's coaches, women's college coaches, right? The college coach of UConn, I forget his name, but he's one of the best ever, right?
Actually, I'm going to pause real quick. I just want to thank some people real quick, and then I want you to think about your argument that you're about to provide right now, because it's going to be crazy. I know what you're going to do is going to be really dumb, and I'm going to disprove it in like 2 seconds. So I'm going to thank some people real quick. I'm going to let you sit on that one for a second, okay? And if you still make the argument in like literally a minute from now, it's going to be so embarrassing. I'm just letting you know that. So might want to rethink that one for a second, okay, bud? Few people to thank real quick. Let me go through it and thank everyone. Quentin, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jose, thank you for the $40 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. This caller has a lot to answer for when his daughter grows old enough to understand what a is and all the nuances that MAGA dodges to save their cult leader. What a pathetic dad. He'd laugh. That's so ridiculous, right? Isn't it? Miss Icon, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Annette, thank you for the $3. Thank you. Ryan, thank you for the $20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Get some W's for them in the comment section right now. Thank you very much. Ryan said, my 10-year-old daughter had to compete in the boys division for jiu-jitsu comp, and she dominated the boys that were the same height, weight, and rank. Should my kid be banned from competing against the boys because she won gold? Maybe he actually would be arguing for that, by the way. Isn't that crazy? Can we get some W's for her in the comment section? I love to hear that. Captain T, thank you for the $2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Brand, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Get some W's for Brand in the comment section right now. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I know, right? Chloe, thank you for the $20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. For when I ran track, my coach asked us girls if we wanted to compete with the boys because they didn't have enough boys to compete, and we practiced together to race together. We didn't give a fuck. Well, thank you so much, Chloe. I appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Alish, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's definitely not good, isn't it? Carly, thank you for the $5. Raiku, thank you for the $5 as well. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Wendy, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I know. Literally imagine hatred for trans people being more important than your daughter's safety. So crazy. Brittany, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Apparently that they would call that unfair too. Danica, thank you for the $10. Thank you. Benjamin, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for that last. The federal government can focus on its highest calling, settling disputes in youth sports. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I know, right? Benjamin. Isn't that crazy? Danica, again, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. Lacey, thank you so much for the $1 as well. Thank you for Telgassi's full shit. HS Wrestling is co-ed. Name a more physical sport. I was one of 4 girls on a team, and the highest weight at 155. My male best friend weighed 20 pounds more. I gave him a concussion and fractured his wrist on the second day. He never showed up again. Oh my gosh. That is diabolical. Well, I appreciate you very much. Can we get some W's for them in the comment section right now? Alrighty, I am fully caught up. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat, as always, everyone. By the way, we should be on live for another hour or so maximum. Just it depends on whatever Dean hops on. But, okay, Brandon, let's see if you decide to make the same argument, bud.
Yeah, the argument is that in women's sports, basketball, we'll say, for UConn, the coach's name is Gino. He's one of the best ever, right? You familiar with him? You heard of him?
Wait, are we going to talk about specifically? We can talk about sports in a second. Can we talk about the point that you were making specifically about how you'd be okay with Donald Trump barging into the changing room of your daughter when she's 15 years old?
I'm just essentially what I'm saying is that
wow.
That's like a simile, right? So a man coaching women's sports like basketball.
Why are we talking?
Right?
No, we're not going to talk about sports. We're talking about how you would still vote for Donald Trump even if he barged into the changing room of your daughter when she's 15 years old and changing.
You just said I could explain my point. Now you're making me do this.
Yeah, I said specifically about that position, not about the sports.
Yes, this position coincides with what you're asking me.
Okay, not the sports, right?
Dude, can I just say it, please?
No.
A man coaching women's sports. He goes into the locker room with the women.
I can't hear you. Just muted yourself, bro.
Okay. A man coaching women's sports, when he goes into the locker room,
Dude, why did you just mute yourself again? That's crazy, bro.
I didn't. Listen, when a man coaches women's sports and he goes to the locker room, is that illegal? Yes or no?
If he goes into the women's locker room while they're changing, yeah, I would think that's bad and exploitation. To go in while they're changing, a male coach should not go in while they're changing. What the are you talking about, bro?
Correct. I'm just saying that he's the coach, but
But dude, you just muted yourself again. Why are you doing that?
I don't know what's going on. I talk and then it gets muted. Listen, when a man is coaching a women's sport, he goes into the
Dude, you just did it again, dude. What the hell? Why do you keep doing it?
turn microphone. Is this on? When a man goes into the women's locker room, he's supposed to.
Dude, what the fuck? Dude, he just keeps doing it. Why does he keep doing that?
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. When a man goes into a man coaches women's.
Dude, it's like every 2 seconds he just keeps doing it. I don't know why does he keep muting himself, dude? I think he's scared to engage with the
Microphone does not fucking work.
What?
When a man goes into the women's locker room, he has to.
Dude, he keeps doing it. Why does he keep doing it? Hey, bro.
I think you're
you can
muting
make your
me.
point.
I think you're muting me.
I'm not muting
saying
you. I am not muting you.
when a man coaches a
Dude, this is crazy, bro.
microphone has been turned off by a live creator. It's you.
I'm not doing that.
You're the live
that's
creator.
yourself. No, you're the live creator of your own platform. So like, that's saying that you're turning off your own microphone.
Okay. When a man coaches a woman, can you stop doing that?
I didn't do anything, bro. What are you talking about?
Trying to explain. It says the microphone's been turned off by a live creator. That's you. It's not me.
That's not me, dude. That's literally yourself. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. By the way, Selena, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Selena, for the $10 on Venmo. And Carrie, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I know, right? Literally, there's so many women like that. As well as Dila, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
When a man coaches a woman's sport, he goes to the locker room, correct?
Dude, what is wrong with this guy, bro?
What's the difference between him going into the locker room and the woman's coach? I don't understand the difference.
Dude, I already described to you the difference. Like, again, in the situation, like, that's still going to be wrong, right? And also, it's not relevant because we're trying to describe how you would be completely okay with Donald Trump barging into the changing room of your daughter while she's changing. And you'd still vote for him. You'd still vote for him if you went up to your 10-year-old daughter and said he'd be dating her in 10 years? Now, let's listen to this. If he went up to your daughter, said he'd be dating her in 10 years, and then 5 years later barged into the changing room while she was changing without her consent, would you still vote for him?
Okay, these hypotheticals are actually insane. I'll give you that one.
These are things Trump has done, so if you think they're so insane, maybe you shouldn't support the guy that has done these things.
That same girl he said down the escalator to, that was a girl?
No, I'm not saying it's the same, but like I'm just saying that he's done both of those things. I'm asking now, if he did both of them to your daughter, would you still vote for him?
I have to know the full context because you haven't answered
What extra context, bro? This guy, why does he keep doing this? What?
Because you haven't answered my hypothesis. You haven't. No, because you haven't answered my hypothesis.
By the way, if you're a parent and you don't need any other extra context to say that you would again not be okay with this. Not be okay with it at all. You wouldn't support Trump. Type 3 in the comments section. Look at all the parents that don't need any more context to know that that is not a situation that they'd be okay with. Look at the chat.
I see a few 4s.
You see 4s? Bro, where?
Someone said 4.
I actually don't see a single one. I just scrolled through. Don't see a single one. I didn't even say 4 anyway. I said 3.
Well, they're trying to troll you, I guess. But
there's literally not even a single 4.
Actually, there was a 4 right there.
It's all 3s. You want to know why? Because everyone realizes that this behavior is horrible.
Okay, so if everyone realizes his behavior is horrible, then why did he win the popular vote? Why did he win everything? Why?
Because you guys are misinformed, right? And you guys are, by the way, wait, no, we are. Let me be clear. We are willing to call this out because we're in this live stream because we're Democrats and liberals, but you guys aren't. You guys are okay with this. That's what's crazy. That's what I'm proving with this right now. I'm proving that people like you will overlook this happening to your daughter, but then you will have the biggest issue in the world if your daughter plays someone who's trans in sports. That's it. That's all it has to be. And by the way, that happened under Trump's administration even. It's not like Trump even prevented that. So it's like, this is so ridiculous, okay? You literally do not apply the same standard that you apply to trans people, to gay people, to any particular marginalized community that you apply to your own guy, Trump, your cult member, Trump. You have TDS, Trump Devotion Syndrome. There is nothing Trump could do that would get you to stop supporting him. You've got TDS. You've been diagnosed.
Okay, regardless of what you say, Trump actually cares about women. He really does. And you can.
So explain to me why he then prevented the release of the Epstein files, called it a hoax, and said that anyone who wants the release of the Epstein files never supported him in the first place.
I was going to tell you because he supports women because his wife was the same woman, Melania, was the same woman who passed the bill about the anti.
Are we not hearing a response? We're not hearing any response. Can you answer?
Yeah, okay,
Explain
but
to me
I'm
how
not
does
here to
he
answer all
how
your
does he
questions,
want to
okay?
protect women? How does he care about women if he literally prevented the release of the Epstein files from coming out, called Marjorie Taylor Greene a traitor when she wanted to release the Epstein files, and then said it was a hoax and that anyone who wanted them to be released in the first place never supported him in the first place?
Okay, now we're back on the Epstein files. Good, we'll go there.
Yes.
So, okay, what wrongdoing has Trump done in the Epstein files? Can you tell me?
Can you address specifically what I just said? Then we can move on to that point. I have something to tell you about that.
Okay, what was your point again? I'm sorry. Try and say it again.
Did you hear anything I said?
Why did he prevent the release? Is that what you said?
Yeah. If you think he cares about women, why did he prevent the release of the Epstein files? Why did he call Marjorie Taylor Greene a traitor when she wanted to release the Epstein files, just for wanting the release of the files? Why did he call it a hoax and say that anyone who wanted to release the Epstein files never supported him in the first place? And then when it gets to the point where they are legally mandated to release them all, he puts an AG in, Todd Blanche, that is not going to release any more files when there's nearly 3 million files still yet to release.
Actually, Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche both said that they have released everything they had.
Nope, that's not true.
That's what they said.
They have 3 million files they've yet to release.
Okay, so why haven't they released the files then?
They've lied about it repeatedly.
Okay, well, then sure, yeah, I would love to see why they're lying or why they're saying that. Sure, but
Yeah,
I'm
why are
asking
they
you.
doing this? Why haven't they been released yet?
I don't know, Parker. You tell me. I don't know. Do you? Okay, you don't know either. Listen, what wrongdoing has Trump done in the files? Can you tell me?
So I like
We
how he
don't-
still didn't fully address the point and then decides that, like, oh, we're just going to move on.
I did. I just told you. I don't know.
You didn't address it, but I'll move to your point and I'll show you how you're wrong on that too. So, do you believe the survivors of Epstein that got settlements with the Epstein estate about their accusations relating to Epstein's conduct about abuse and trafficking?
Do I believe all of them? Probably not.
Why not?
All of them? No, because
Why not?
there's a lot of false accusations against men that.
Towards
You know what I
Epstein?
mean? I'm sure there could be.
What? We're talking about towards Epstein, dude.
Look, I'm not gonna disagree with you.
Why? Wait,
Epstein was-
you're like literally defending Jeff Epstein right now.
I'm not defending Jeffrey Epstein. He was a real
So then
person.
why don't you believe the victims of Epstein? Why don't you believe the survivors of Epstein?
Because it's just the reality that a lot of women try to do this for their own gain.
Wow.
Not
So,
every single one of
so even if they were kids at the time,
I mean, I'm sure someone from the 80s could do say
you don't believe the people who were kids at the time who were as children.
I'm sure I believe them. Yeah.
So you believe all victims who were kids at the time when they were.
Yeah, not the adults. I don't believe all
Okay.
the adults.
Okay, so then if you do believe the people who were when they were children, correct? About that made
Correct.
accusations towards Epstein about his conduct relating to sex abuse and trafficking. You agree with that?
Yeah, sure. They were
Okay.
kids.
Well, then that also implicates Trump because Jane Doe 4 was a minor when she was, and she was based upon her allegations was trafficked to Trump by Epstein. Okay, she got a settlement with the Epstein estate that was determined. Okay, and she got a settlement, and that's about her accusations towards Epstein. And then she also made an accusation on top of this that accused Epstein of trafficking her to Trump. So if we already believe her accusations about Epstein, if there's an accusation about Epstein that then implicates Trump, we would then believe that one. But watch, now because you realize that it then implicates Trump, you're going to backtrack on that original thing you just conceded on. Watch.
Well, see, what you're doing is you're doing semantics, and so you're trying to be an investigator and piece by piece things. Where's the crime? Was he committed of a crime? That is a crime. What you just said. Yes. So, has Trump been charged for that?
Do you think every single person has been charged and held accountable in the Epstein files who has committed criminal acts?
No, but I'm asking you.
No,
That's
so
a real
then why are you
court
saying that the reason why he's not guilty is because he hasn't been criminally charged or convicted for it?
That's
Which, by
what
the
I'm
way,
asking
you
you.
don't even
Why
accept in the felonies case.
Why hasn't he been charged for that then? He's a current sitting U.S. president. If there's enough evidence, why can't they be charged for that? I mean, if that's the case, charge him for it. But why don't they charge him for it?
There are plenty of individuals in the Epstein files that have not been held accountable for the criminal acts that they've engaged in the context of the Epstein files. Explain to me why Donald Trump's administration is scrubbing the interviews associated with the allegations targeted towards Trump if they're so fake.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, if they're so
But-
fake, why was the DOJ scrubbing the interviews?
No, we're not doing. Okay, I'll answer that, but I'm going to finish answering your point.
No, address
Why
that
has-
first. Address that first.
Why has
Address that
you
first.
gotta say it again, man? You just go ahead, say it again, condense it, please.
Dude, you just don't
What
listen
did
to
you-
what I'm saying, and then you just try to say random things in order to be able to acknowledge that you didn't, or to not acknowledge that you didn't listen to what I said.
No, I've heard everything you said. Okay,
No, you
this is
literally didn't listen to it at all. Like I just said it, dude.
because I was gonna say my thing. I'm asking you why the current sitting U.S. president has not been charged if there is this much evidence against him and everything you're saying is correct and all the accusations are true. Then why is he not being charged for a crime?
There are countless individuals that have not been charged or held accountable in the context of the Epstein files. Right now, he put Todd Blanche into that position, the Attorney General. He's instructing them. He's running the DOJ. Why is he not being charged? Because of this. Because they're hiding it. Because when it was meant to be released is when he was hiding it.
It doesn't matter if Blanche is the DOJ. They could still charge him for that without Blanche.
How?
There could be like local, civil. There could be different ways to charge someone.
What? These are federal documents.
Or not local, civil. Like there could be grievances.
Civil?
Like there's other ways.
Wait, you don't accept civil? Do you accept the civil case against Trump? For
civil cases always aren't correct per se.
Do you see what I mean?
There's a lot of,
Do you see what I mean?
no,
How
in
bad
terms of
faith
law,
and dishonest you have to be, Brandon.
is being held federally liable and civilly liable different or no? Yes or no?
I mean, if it's both in a civil court, it's both liable.
Correct, but one carries sentences, one doesn't necessarily.
Wait,
Civil
both
was basically
can carry sentences in terms of how much you have to pay, or
I'm
like
talking
in
about
terms
jail
of a
time.
response.
You can't go to jail for civil, but you can go to jail for federal. So there's
I don't
different
know.
things.
You can criminal. So what's your point?
The whole point is, if he is wrong, like you said, then why has he not been charged? And your answer is because Blanche is the DOJ. Great. I don't care. You can still charge people for crimes. And just because someone is in the Epstein files does not mean they're guilty. If that was the case, then Bill Clinton's guilty. If that was the case, then all these other people are guilty too.
Wait, but like this,
right? But,
again, this is a person where you already accepted the allegations from survivors about their allegations against Epstein, right? You already do. So if you then accept that to be true, that would then implicate Trump, and you're just not willing to acknowledge it. You see how you backtrack on it immediately? Like, can you prove all my points? It's so funny how you just walk right into my traps and prove all my points.
Yeah, okay.
I'm literally like 1,000 steps ahead of you, bro.
Let's say I'm in your trap, because you do this every single day. I don't. Then why did Hakeem Jeffries take money from Epstein then? Why is that? So he's guilty too then, right? Because Hakeem Jeffries took money from Epstein. So now what? So he should be charged too, or what?
Well, I mean, one, I don't think there's any evidence that he did take money from Epstein. And two, what year did he take money? What year are you saying he took money from Epstein?
In the 2010s, 2000s. Somewhere in there. He took money. You can look it up on your computer.
I think that would be important. Can you provide a source? I'll give you time to go look it up.
Oh, look.
Okay. Alrighty. In the meantime, while he's looking that up, let me thank some people real quick. Let me catch up and thank some people. If you want to support me as always, again, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat as always. Let me make sure to catch up here quick. Jewel, thank you so much again for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. There are strict rules about people in dressing rooms. Men, no. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Jewel. Thank you. And Nat, thank you for the $3. Gabriel, thank you for the $1. Casey, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Dealer, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bridget, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. Fit Dad, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you very much. As a father of 6 and 4, them being girls, I feel bad for your daughters, you soft-bellied sheep. He won the popular, quote-unquote, he won the popular vote so he can do whatever he wants to my daughter. You gross coward. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Fit Dad. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Can we do W's for Fit Dad in the comment section right now? As well as Mask. Thank you for the $100. Thank you very much on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you. They said track at state level and a girl. A male coach would never walk into our locker while changing. This guy wants an excuse, wants to excuse what he cannot justify. You're exactly right, Mask. Thank you so much for the $100 on YouTube Super Chat. Can we get some W's for them in the comment section as well? Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. As well as Doom, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Doom. Get some W's for them in the comment section right now. As well as Keone, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Give me some W's for Keone in the comment section right now. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. While they're sitting as president, you definitely can. As well as Jessica, thank you so much for the $15. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Jessica. Thank you. For please tell this caller if my husband, Zach, just said, or that my husband Zach just said, if Trump said that to one of our twin daughters and walked on him, he would be hitting him at full speed with his electric wheelchair and repeat. Yes, I can't see the rest of that, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Jessica. Yeah, that's a typical response that you would see from a dad, from a parent. And it seems like this guy doesn't have that response. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, did you find what you're looking for, bro?
Yeah, my source is docs.house.gov.
Okay, what's the title?
Hakeem Jeffries solicited funding from Jeffrey Epstein in 2013 after he was already convicted. House.gov
docs.house.gov, PDF format.
All right, docs.house.gov. Here we go. Document repository. Okay, this is from Thomas Stevenson, and this is an article. It's from an article from the postmillennial.com.
Yeah.
So this isn't even. This is just something they put on the documents from a postmillennial thing. Okay, and files related to Jeffrey Epstein. James Comer reveals Hakeem Jeffries solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein in 2013, who was convicted years earlier.
Colleagues' coordination with Epstein. Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to an event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jeffries as part of their 2013 effort to win a majority. So Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein. That's what we found in the last document batch. The files underscore why former President Trump must appear for his deposition. We've subpoenaed him. To date, the Democrats have done nothing to help us secure his appearance. I support full transparency. The Oversight Committee will continue to work to get the truth to the American people and to get justice for the victims. That's our goal of this investigation. With that, I yield back.
Which, by the way, Donald Trump has undermined to the greatest extent. So I have to click on this and see this. I would condemn Hakeem Jeffries for doing.
Okay, but you see what I'm saying, though?
Okay, and was he working directly through Jeffrey Epstein, or did he see that it was Jeffrey Epstein?
Yes.
Where? Where do you see that?
There's another source.
I'm actually. Okay. I mean, well, here. You know what? I have a question. Do you think that we could condemn members of the Democratic Party and stop supporting him if we believe that these things are true about them?
If there's no belief. He tried to solicit money from Epstein. I mean, I just gave you a source. I don't know why you're saying you believe. It happened.
Okay, wait. Do you believe this about Jeffries?
Yes, I just read it to you.
Wait,
you do
believe that, but you don't believe it about Trump, even though it was in the files, indicating that he literally was credibly accused by a minor that got a settlement with the Epstein estate?
You know what? I'll level with you. If you could say Jeffrey was wrong, then I'll say Trump was wrong. Two wrongs don't make it right. You're right. I agree with you.
Can we? Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's acknowledge both are wrong, and you should stop supporting Trump.
You know what? You're right, man.
Okay.
But just one last thing before I leave, because actually you kind of did change my mind. When I was saying about the changing rooms, like I said, that happens all the time with coaches. Like I said, I don't know the full context of it. But now,
it doesn't.
what you're
like,
saying,
we actually had multiple. Mask specifically said track at state level, and a girl, male coach would never walk into our locker while we're changing. That's what they indicated. Like there were countless other individuals that specifically were involved in sports that indicated that's not what happened with them.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want that to happen? Like I can't believe that you'd be okay with that, right? Like.
I didn't say I was okay with it. I'm not. But my assumption is that he was just like a coach per se, and he was going in there to talk to his team, what have you. I misunderstood what you were saying, but I still don't think it was a changing room. I think it was like a backstage type of thing.
I mean, it was objectively a changing room. Like describe what a changing room is, a woman's changing room is, without describing or without saying what a women's changing room.
A women's changing room to me is a place where they change their outfits.
That women are changing. There's no men around. It's backstage. Some women are naked.
I would say a changing room is that, I guess.
Okay, so let's take a listen here and let's see if that matches.
To do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if he did something wrong, then I don't know why he didn't go to the authorities over it. Hello?
Say that one more time, sorry?
If he did something wrong, I don't understand why he didn't go to the authorities over it. That's what I'm saying. Why didn't they tell the police or whatever?
Okay, so again, there are many people that haven't been held accountable prior. Kash Patel and Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche have been saying that there are no people that were co-conspirators working with Epstein, and we know that's false.
What does that have to do with what we were just talking about?
Yeah, we were talking about, you just said that people not being held accountable or criminally convicted of something means that they're not accountable for it. There are plenty of things that people have not been convicted of.
This is completely different. This is an open shut case if he was actually doing that with the changing rooms. That's not like the same thing with Epstein.
Okay, but like you understand that just because there wasn't a criminal conviction relating to the changing rooms doesn't mean he didn't do this as well.
Right.
Again, like we already went through how you can still be immoral, right?
It is immoral to, yes, but I'm saying, why didn't they go to the authorities over this? Because if it was the case and he really was doing this and they had enough people to say that, then this is open and shut case. You did it? Okay. Well, then you go to jail for that, rightfully so. But like I said, to me, he was like a coach, or he was just whatever he was, the owner, I guess he said he was. And that's, I don't know, man. It's kind of, I don't know. It's both ways, if you ask me.
Okay, I think that's a crazy thing, but at least you say you don't support Trump anymore. That's at least we got to that point, I guess. So like if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, or you could choose not to vote, what would you do?
I just wouldn't vote.
Okay.
I couldn't bring myself to vote for Kamala.
And then right before you go, look up factually.co. Did Hakeem Jeffries receive money from Jeffrey Epstein? And it goes through it. It says public records and investigative reporting show no evidence that House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries ever received a political donation from Jeffrey Epstein. What surfaced was a fundraising solicitation sent on Jeffries' behalf by outside consultants in 2013, and Jeffries has denied any personal contact or receiving money from Epstein. Republican investigators and oversight committee materials emphasized the solicitation email as politically consequential, but multiple news organizations and campaign finance reviews report that Epstein did not respond with a contribution, and that the Federal Election Commission records no donations to Jeffries.
Okay, what was that site called again? Factually what?
Factually.co, and the title is did Hakeem Jeffries receive money from Jeffrey Epstein?
Okay, and this source factually, why is this source believable? What's this about?
Well, I mean, this is like a fact-checking source. If you'd like a different source, bro, there's plenty of others. I can give you others if you'd like.
That's okay. I'll look at it.
Okay. All right. Have a good day.